Hi, so I'm taking a break from drawing for a little while because my AirPods died, so I couldn't listen to the video I had in the background anymore, and also I'm having a snack break. Oh. Yeah. So, let's see, maybe there's something small I can talk about. Well, I guess I could talk about what I'm watching in the background. I'm watching Robot Pencil's demo videos, and I found them because of Cynics recommending his channel, since or was it, I'll have to fact check myself on that, but basically on Robot Pencil's channel, I feel bad, I don't know his name, wait, let me look at him. Anthony. I mean, I feel bad, like, yeah, so Anthony Jones, but Robot Pencil, on his channel he does like online classes, and he uploads these long videos of like from the class where he's doing a demo, but then also he's just like taking questions, and I've watched like 2 or 3 of them so far, and it's just really reassuring to hear someone talking about these big topics in the field of art as a profession, because he's like very seasoned in the industry now, out of it and working on teaching mostly. But yeah, so it's just nice to hear. But the thing that kind of gets to me is like there's obviously a line that I need to cross with there's a line that I need to really define for myself about the kind of volume of advice that I'm taking in, because I think getting too attached to one certain person's take on art or like on life can be really negative at this stage, since so many of my opinions are so like abstract, flimsy. A lot of them are feelings based rather than like experience based. So, by the way, I definitely chose like the most unflattering angle. But anyway, since I'm just 18 and like so much of my self is still forming, I haven't had any experience living alone, and I haven't had any experience like trying to really make money for myself, or like being stable, or I'm just rambling. But I think something that's hard if you're a young artist, as in younger than me, is I can imagine if I was maybe 16, 15 when I'd found these videos, before I'd gotten into art school, before I'd had an affirmation that before I had any sense of direction. If you become really attached to any of these art YouTubers and you start to idolize them, past the point of no return, where anything they say or do informs how you feel about that topic without any critical thinking, because you trust them that much, that can be really unhealthy. And I'm watching myself even now, like I'm hearing, so like one of these demo videos I was watching, he talks a lot about machine learning and the future, and like how a lot of jobs in every single field are rapidly becoming obsolete because they're being replaced by AI. And like, it's so dystopian, but it's just the reality. So then there's this thing of like, I'm getting kind of stressed out about it now, because he was saying like, oh, make sure that what you're doing is something that can't be replaced, or something that would be hard to replace. And of course, that's a very pragmatic view to take. But there's only, like, I've never worked a job in my life. There's only so much I can control. So I'm just imagining, say I was 15 and saw this video about machine learning, and this is the only video I watched on how AI is going to affect, you know, being employed. If this was the only video I watched on how AI is going to affect being employed, I would be terrified for the future. And I probably wouldn't look into it any further, because and the point isn't even that what he's saying is wrong. It's just that when you are forming your identity as an artist, I think there's certain lines that you have to draw between yourself and reality when you're a young artist. And I don't know really how to explain that without sounding super, super naive. But I think that, like, if you're in high school right now, if you're in middle school and you love to draw, you shouldn't have to worry about what jobs in creative fields will look like, because, you know, the world is kind of spiraling out of control. You shouldn't have to worry about that kind of thing. You shouldn't have to think about how, you know, if you want to get your art noticed, then the best chance of doing that is drawing like sexualized female figures because they have such a mass appeal. You shouldn't have to like think about how kind of dehumanizing but also set in stone that is. So yeah, even now it's like, it's kind of crazy, because since I'm taking this gap year, everything that I am ingesting creatively, it's something I am getting to choose, you know. It's not that this guy I'm watching on YouTube is my professor and I have to listen to him go on a rant. It's that I sought out this video and I thought it was interesting and I watched it. Also, I feel like I'm betraying my opinion of this guy as very negative. It's not at all. I think he's like super interesting, talented artist, and I respect him and I would love to like meet him one day. Yeah, and like I hope I get a chance to take one of his classes soon, but it's just like not really feasible right now. But anyway. Yeah, so I guess my point is just that I worry about how younger people who see art YouTubers, I worry about how they must feel. And I think I'm also just, that's a reflection of the sadness that I feel, that I, you know, my childhood, quote unquote, is kind of ending. And like, I'm still going to be perceived as young, but my ability to be naive is kind of disappearing. And I think that taking the joy and, you know, vulnerability and openness out of artwork that kids are making will be, it's kind of soul-sucking. It's horrible to think about. So, I guess in conclusion, like, just be very measured about what you're interacting with online with regards to art. It could be as, you know, as nuanced as like what kind of rhetoric you're hearing about the creative industries, but it could even be as small as what work you're following on your page. If your Instagram is filled with artists that have so much more experience and are so much more talented than you are, realistically, they just are, because they've put more hours in. It's going to be stifling for a lot of people. So I guess I'll rephrase that. When I was really into being on art Instagram, the thing that I tried to do was I always tried to keep a balance between following artists that were so insanely out of my skill level that they were inspiring me and really pushing me because I was aspiring towards them. And then I had this gradation down to artists that were around my level and who were my age too, and then who had the same sort of reach that I did. And so I was able to make friends on that platform, and it felt like a really supportive place. So yeah, that's my conclusion. That's my advice. Be really mindful what you're ingesting and make sure that ultimately it's uplifting you. It needs to push you, but it should be uplifting you most of all. There needs to be like a balance between the two. Here's the final results. I don't really like that first nudibranch so much, but I do like the last few. And if anybody was watching this, thanks for watching. It's sort of just like an art diary, so if you found it boring, that's fine. Okay, bye.